All right. It's a little breezy. A little breezier than I expected. It is June 12th, 2022. I'm here at Horseshoe Meadows, and I am going to hike, at least attempt to hike up Sharknose Ridge today. There's a nice view of Trail Peak. Did that last Halloween. But the route I'm going to be taking today is I'm going to be going over Trail Pass and then descending the other side, and then doing some cross country, go across the creek and then up the ridge. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Trail Pass it is. Love this meadow here. The wind is a little bit stronger than I was expecting. There's Cottonwood Pass over there, and then Trail Pass over here. I think there's kind of a dying storm system moving in tonight, so that's why it's going to be a little breezy today, which it's probably going to feel good later on once it gets warmer. It's kind of chilly this morning, but that breeze will feel nice later. Still making my way up Trail Pass. The mountain here is kind of blocking the breeze. It's starting to feel warm. Alright, this little intersection came from here, going up that way, but it stripped me up slightly. Oh, there's a sign. I don't think I ever saw that. But when I hit Trail Peak, when I was coming down, I guess I wasn't paying attention, just kept on going straight. I don't even know where that goes. But eventually I quickly realized, whoops, I don't want to go that way. I came back and went the correct direction. But someone put a little log here, and there's, well, a sign. So I should hopefully not mess it up this time on my way back. Alright. I think it's been close to an hour and about 2 miles. And we're at, tired, the top of Trail Pass. 10,400-ish. So I want to go to Mulkey Meadow. So this is the Pacific Crest Trail, southbound, northbound. I followed the northbound briefly before I climbed Trail Peak last year, but we're gonna go forward Mulkey Meadow. I don't know what this trail is called, but you know, we'll wing it. So, I don't know where precisely to do it, but I'm trees in the way everywhere. Kind of parallel with the route I want to take up Sharknose. So I'm going to leave this trail behind and head that way. This has just been a big old sandy decline. Unlike my off-trail hike when I did Pine Mountain, which is just all prickly thorn bushes, this is just wide open. A little bit of a rocky area. When I plotted my route, I planned on coming through a rocky patch like this. I don't know if this is exactly the spot I want to split through, but that's where I'm going. This is going to be about a quarter mile of where it's going to be kind of steep. But soon enough I'll be down at the meadow right there. It's pretty close by. Just a little over 2 hours. Beautiful, back the way I came. I think that's Trail Peak. Don't recognize it as well from the other side. But a little over 2 hours, 4.25 miles or so, and I've made it down to Mulkey Meadow, Mulkey Creek. Gentlest incline. Oh, there's water. And a bit of a chasm. I have to find a good way to cross. But yeah. I think this will be the best place to cross. I don't see any rocks. This is going to be very wet. Oh, there's fish. Cool. There they go. They don't like me. Oh, those fish. Hello. I feel bad for them. I don't know how long this creek is gonna have water in it. All the snow is gone. Maybe you can get some good summer rain or something. Some thunderstorms. Alright, I'm gonna have to I think I'm gonna right here. Oh, this looks pretty shallow. Oh, I can cross right here. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, that water's cold. It's a mountain creek, what do you expect? Alright, just 1 foot got wet. That's not too bad. Alright, took over a 20-minute break there. It's getting kind of tired. I see there's a little, looks like a little water stream runoff there. I imagine it probably heads down the middle of this little U shape I kept referring to, so that's a good thing to follow, at least for a little bit. I haven't gotten too far, but the forest is getting very thick there. I might have to veer left. I can't get through that. Looks like the forest is normal again. You can go around this thick patch. It's steep though. It's very steep. But so far there's a slope. The obstacle, there's not too many obstacles. So it's not too bad. Whew. I made it, well, to the ridge line. I think that's the shark and Sharknose. I don't think that's the actual high point. There's a lot of rocks ahead of me. I gotta find the actual summit, but oh, it's steep uphills over. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be some awful rocks to climb, but whew. It was about probably almost a mile of steep uphill. And when you're pushing past 10,000, it's tiring. Alright. Problem. I'm too tired and lazy to actually look at a map. I'm guessing this is Sharknose Ridge? How the heck do I get up there? I mean, how do I get up there without falling to my death? Oh, burning blood. So tired I can't even. Holy crap. I'm not climbing that, am I? Alright, let's assess the situation. Can I climb from the right? Is there a more gradual slope. Yeah, so many trees, I can't tell. Maybe, although I don't know what the top of these rocks look like. What about this end? That is holy crap. I can't, it's a dead end. That is... Boy, that's sketchy. That could be a route. That could be a route. Across there, up there, go back. I don't know what to do when I get to that point though. Oh, I can't see it from down here. I'll give this one shot. If I can't do it, I can't do it. Mountaineering attempt 1 of 1. Here we go. Wonder if I can get across there. Hope these rocks are stable. This better be Sharknose. Looks so sketchy up there. That specific rock, it's just hanging between two other rocks. Rock. I think I have to step on it. Oh. You know what? I don't think I have to step on it. This is all right, not to put weight on it. Okay, we're good. can't deal with this hiking pole, leaving it behind. I need my hands. Suck. Yeah, just looking at this from afar, I didn't think there was any way I was going to get up here. Fortunately, I mean, that is scary. That is just down. I get vertigo just looking over there. Oh, man. Alright, I'm going to take a nice rest up here. Trail pass again. Trail peak. A little bit of snow on some mountains. As I'm panning west. There's the full meadow down there. The other side of the U shape. Definitely said approach it from the south, which I did, and that's... I wonder if I could go down that way. Anyway, I'm going to go back the way I came so I can get my hiking pole. Great view of Alancha Peak. I don't know what that hill over there is. So I consulted my map. That is Sharknose Ridge, the actual summit. I climbed the wrong mountain. Oh, alright, well, I'm not going over there. I should have continued up. I should have ignored this whole rock. This rock is completely unnecessary. And then scaled that. That actually doesn't look too bad. Crest Trail will be somewhere down there. Alright, so I climbed the wrong mountain. I don't think this even has a name. This is just a pile of rocks. Oh, I saw something difficult. I can't see past this point. Probably could have done a little bit less steep. I could have just followed this straight down the center. Oh well, I'm going to call this an accomplishment nonetheless. This is technically not Sharknose Ridge. I mean, it's part of the ridge, but the actual shark is there. Alright, well, this is an accomplishment in and of itself. This was very difficult to climb. So I don't like this wind. I was going to beautiful up here. I was going to take a rest. But I think I want to get back down. I just don't like it up here. I feel comfortable. I'm going to back down and then eat, rest, and then head back to Trail Pass over there. Got my pole. The way down actually wasn't too bad. A lot of times when I climb down rocks like that, going down ends up being harder and scarier, but that was actually pretty easy coming down. I wasn't really concerned at all. That was crazy. Video is going to be titled something like Sharknose Ridge, not really, or Sharknose Ridge hard mode. Made it back to the Mulkey Meadow. I'm glad to be off that mountain. And now I gotta remember where my crossing point is so I don't get too wet again. Whew. Feeling good right now though. Bushes, it was deep. This time my right foot got soaked in cold water. It's good to have symmetry. maybe a mile or less away. But it'll be nice to not have to constantly mentally think about what route I'm taking, and to be able to just follow a nice established trail. By Sharknose, or whatever the heck rock is going. Oh. It's harder than I thought. That steep section coming back. Oh. I think from here on out, it's either moderate incline or a nice trail. I think I'm looking good now. Oh, I'm tired. Back on the trail. It should be slightly less than 3 miles. I'll be back at my car. Relatively easy 3 miles. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, probably less than 3/4 of uphill trail, and then the rest is all downhill. Made it back up Trail Pass. Man, there's the sign. It wasn't even that steep uphill the trail, but I am just gassed. It was even harder than I thought. Having an uphill section almost 8.5 miles into a hike is really tough. But there are no more uphill sections. I'm going to finish off my Gatorade, take a nice long rest, and then probably I can get back to my car in maybe an hour. Oh. Alright, made it back to the original meadow. There's Mount Langley right there. 19-2, or someone's flying a kite.
Alright, I wanted to give a quick recap on the hike. Specifically, I wanted to talk about why I missed my target. So first off, this is the route that I planned originally. I make these little routes for myself here in Google Earth, and this is generally the route I wanted to take. The primary thing that went wrong is that I preloaded, of course there's no cell coverage, so you have to preload maps. I preloaded the map onto my iPad, but I forgot to preload the map onto my phone. I was primarily using my phone. My iPad, I really only brought the iPad I wanted to compare GPS mileage. So the iPad was in my backpack, and it was kind of a hassle to pull it out and look at the map if I wanted to look at the map. So I only ended up pulling it out twice the entire hike. So once was probably roughly around here when I wanted to see where I wanted to leave the trail. I ended up just kind of winging it anyways. And then once when I got to the top of that rock wall where I noticed it didn't look right, and yeah, so the rock wall is up here and Sharknose Ridge is actually way down here. So ideally, if I had loaded onto the phone, I would have seen that I was off course and adjusted, and I would have hit the real Sharknose Ridge, and I wouldn't have had to climb that rock wall. But in addition to that, I made a couple other areas more difficult than it needed to be. Um, on my way down from Trail Pass up here, heading down to the meadow, I kind of ended up taking a route kind of like this, and that was fine for going down. You could call it a shortcut. It's definitely a steeper section, very rocky, and ultimately it was fine. It's downhill. It doesn't really matter too much. But unfortunately, on the way back up, instead of this route here, the red is kind of a steeper portion, but it's not too bad. Um, the green is color coded as being a very gentle incline. Green is good. Yellow is kind of a moderate. But anyway, I ended up doing an even worse route. I went way over here. This is probably the steepest rock section of this whole little ridge right here. And instead of going around here, which went a little steep, and then it would have been easy the rest of the way up, a little bit longer, but easier, I took the more difficult, just going right at the rock face, and I was already really tired at this point, so that was a mistake, and eventually I just kind of did something like that. So that was a mistake. On the way back, I could have, I mean, just a very slight increase in distance for a much easier uh, climb back out of this little valley here. And then the mistake as far as getting to Sharknose, not only did I miss my target, because I knew by memory I wanted to go up and I was going to kind of lean this way because to go on this side, but instead of turning back and just kind of following that little drainage ditch and then eventually cutting over to Sharknose, I just went this way. I just made a hard turn, and then eventually I came to this rock wall here, and I'm like, well, I don't see anything else. Of course, I obviously couldn't see past the rock wall. So I'm like, well, I came all this way, might as well climb it. And then I get to the top, and then I see the actual Sharknose Ridge, which is almost a half mile away. And I was like, whoops, well, all right, missed my target. Um, it would have been, Sharknose Ridge looked like it was a pretty decent climb, but it probably would have been a lot easier than what I what I did, and even just kind of hanging to the right here so much, whereas I was climbing, it was left from my perspective. It just made the terrain so much. It was already going to be steep because this purple is a indicator for me that it's really steep. So it was already going to be really steep, but I made it so much steeper than it needed to be. If I just kind of followed that drainage, and then eventually even I could have even just gone to here and just cut across. It looked pretty easy if I had just done that and then gone right up the ridge. Um, so yeah, that's ultimately what went wrong. It would have been actually probably would have been a much easier hike if I had just preloaded the map and just looked at I'm off course. Let me adjust it slightly. Um, so I definitely made it harder on myself, but I'm still satisfied with the hike. It was a great hike, and climbing that rock wall there was a pretty good achievement. Um, but yeah, that's what happened, and thanks for watching the video.